in this video. Pecco Bagnaia and Jack Miller struggling to tame the Desmosedici GP22. Bastianini seems to be obsessed with me, says Jorge Martin. And KTM's RC16 is not ready to race. 2021 grip issues still remain. My name is Sankalp and this is your Racing News Fix. Being already called the strongest bike on the grid by 2021 and 2020 World Champions last year, Ducati have brought big changes to the next iteration of their Desmosedici, the GP22. And although the purpose of the pre-season test is precisely for the riders to adapt to the new hardware and fine-tune the setup, the first interaction with GP22 has not been ideal for Ducati riders. In the words of Jack Miller, the GP22 has retained its core DNA and only slight tweaks have been made. But both Pecco Bagnaia and Miller himself are finding it a bit tricky to match Enea Bastianini's speed on last year's GP21. But if there's one thing they both believe, or at least want to believe, is that although the GP21 is faster at the moment, the GP22 has far more potential and they just have to adapt to the new bike to unlock that potential. When asked, Miller said the 2021 bike is currently better, although this year's Desmosedici has greater potential. Yeah, I think the 2021 bike is better, but we know that bike very well. That's one way to look at it. But I think the potential with the new bike is far greater. It is taking time. It is about working with the developments that we have to make in order to have a better bike this time next year when we are testing the 2023 bike. Everything we tried and all the ideas we had seem to be better. That's why I'm confident about the bike. We don't need the best bike from the first test, but when it starts in Qatar, and we are on the right track for this. And being labelled as a favourite by the reigning world champion himself, Pecco Bagnaia shared his views about the new bike. The bike is new, so I tried a new fairing which was okay. I tried the new engine, that was okay. But for sure we have to put together a new engine and electronics, so we are working on it and already making steps forward. Speaking about the strengths of the new bike and addressing the pace deficit to last year's bike, Pecco said, braking pace, corner entry and cornering speed. This new bike has many strengths, but you have to keep in mind that it is a new bike and is already so competitive in the first test. This means that there is enormous potential for improvement. Certainly last year's bike is even more competitive at this moment, but it has reached the limit. This bike on the other hand still has a lot of room for growth. In 2021, Jorge Martin had a factory spec GP21, while Enea Bastianini had a very second-hand GP19. While the GP21 was an all-around much better package, the GP19 was an absolute nightmare in the corners. On one hand, Martin had to miss 4 races and spend a couple of more painful races getting back to reasonable fitness levels. And on the other hand, Bastianini had weird issues like flying pairing at Austria and the run-in with Zarco at Mugello on the warm-up lap. But for us, all this meant a close Rookie of the Year battle which went on until the final round. And although that's now over, these two have again found themselves in a head-to-head battle, this time for a factory Ducati seat in 2023. Given the fact that both Ducati and Bastianini are Italian, the Italian press is almost certain that he will be an official Ducati rider next season. But Martin is unfazed by that and claims that Bastianini is obsessed with him. I tried to stay a little bit away from these issues, but I've noticed that Enea, since the presentation of the team, is saying that I am his target, and it seems that he is a little obsessed with me. But personally, I know the potential I have. I know what I did last year and I know what I can do. I have no problem. Obviously he's going fast and he has a bike that works from the beginning. We already know that and it's not going to change. It is clear that there is going to be pressure. The pressure that Jack Miller is going to have. The pressure that Enea is going to have. And the pressure that I am going to have. But I am very calm. I don't think my fight is against Enea right now. And the brand with the tagline ready to race have found themselves not ready to race at the first pre-season test. After an underwhelming 2 days of testing, Miguel Oliveira feels there is potential, but the bike is far from ready. And Brad Binder on the other hand says that the RC16 is still plagued by traction issues which we have already heard all through 2021. Oliveira also revealed that KTM had lost the direction of development in June last year and they are now trying only minor tweaks to last year's bike. This means 2022 might be another season to forget for KTM. Oliveira said, "The project of the new bike got held up around June. We had a new bike which was not the right philosophy. At the end of the championship, it is hard to make new parts without a direction. We want to have a similar bike to 2021 because we feel with small adjustments in both parts and settings, we can arrive at a better performance. And this is what we are trying to do." Teammate Brad Binder on the other hand pointed out that after one full season of racing and testing, the RC16 still hasn't been able to fix the traction issue. Binder said, "The big thing I've been searching for is that when I open the throttle, I want to go forward. At the moment, the first thing that happens is I start to spin and break traction. As soon as that happened, it's really hard to get that to hook up again. And that's one thing I've been struggling with. I would have liked to have been more competitive. I had high hopes for this test, but we weren't able to execute. We need to improve, but it's still early days. We have only had 2 days on the bike. I hope when we leave Mandalika, we will be happy. If you made it till here, help me out. Subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. Here are 2 more videos which you might enjoy. My name is Sankalp and I'll be back with another video very soon.